Morning lovelies, I thought I would do a journal flip through of my Bali journal. It's still not complete. I think I'll continue working on it for quite a while because things keep coming back to me and I think, oh yeah, I need to add that, or I need to write such and such or whatever. So yeah, anyway, I think that's the beauty of journals, isn't it? They're sort of never really finished. You just keep going on and on with them. I've also got some fabrics to show you that I got whilst I was there, and of course this one that you would have seen in my video, which I absolutely love. I keep looking at it and thinking, do I want to cut it up? I don't know. And then a couple of things that I bought while I was there. That one's still in its plastic. And then this one here, which is sort of like a raw journal. So yeah, let's have a look, have a flip through of my journal and see what you think. Leave me a comment down below, okay? I'll see you in the video. Let's maybe start with the fabric before I move on to my journal. So I bought 3 of these. They're just like a batik square, really sweet, and they're all different. This one's a bit lighter, and they're all probably, I don't know, maybe 30 by 30, like a ruler width by a ruler length. Particularly like this one, and I also have this one but in a different colour in my journal, which I'll show you in a minute. And then this beautiful piece of batik, which I did show you on the video. It's absolutely stunning. I really love it. This is coming out a little pink on the video, but it's not, it's just a brown colour. So yeah, really, really lovely. Just the work that's gone into it is absolutely stunning. And yeah, I have to decide what I'm doing with that. So lots of ideas. Maybe a nice journal cover, something like that. And then I've got these two, which are exactly the same. They're like a raw journal, and they say never love anyone who treats you like ordinary. They're just done up with a piece of twine that we can undo, and I'll show you the pages. Really, really beautiful paper. Look at that. It's just stunning. And there is inside each one 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 signatures. All plain. But yeah, can you imagine journaling on these? They're just gorgeous. Just handmade paper. Really, really beautiful. So they're both the same. I may stick one of those onto my Etsy store actually. So look out for those. Alright, so that's just, I didn't buy a lot of stuff in Bali because I wanted to just relax. But yeah, that's those. So let's now get on to my journal flip through. So we saw the cover before I went away. Pretty simple. I kept it that way. I didn't want to change it too much. Still got Yoko and John inside the cover, and I've added this. And of course the identity card. That was my great-grandfather's. And I've added some stitching, some slow stitching. I found this, I'm not sure if it's a bottle top or a coin, so I sewed that on, and that's one of those lovely postcards that I showed you in the actual video. This page was already in before I went, but it's very Balinese. I picked up some antique stamps, postage stamps. Everything's colourful in Bali, as you can see. That was the first night then when I arrived. You might remember in the video I said I was super tired, and I really was, and I might go back and add some more stuff to this, but really as soon as I look at this I know I can remember how tired I was after the journey. It's funny, as when you travel as you get older, yeah, you do find it quite taxing travelling. And this was my birthday. This was the 14th of April. I found a little piece of batik out and about. I wrote and journaled about my birthday and how I had got out of my comfort zone because I went to the monkey forest with my guide, and I was, or am, scared of monkeys, and so that was a really big thing for me. Yeah, so I journaled about that, and I've kept a whole load of receipts. Now, some of the receipts I couldn't keep because the guide had to take them back to his boss to prove that he'd taken me to places, so I didn't argue with him. Yeah, there's a little bingo card there that I've slow stitched with my birthday. There's lots of bits and pieces, more receipts there. Let me go over. And this was when I went to the restaurant and had pancakes and green tea, and I kept, you know, just, this is only a sugar sachet, but it's in Indonesian, which I really liked. This here is a piece of batik, which is absolutely beautiful. I really loved it. I don't know if you remember, but before I went to Bali, I had a whole load of other fabrics in there just to give me some inspiration. And yeah, then I changed it for that one, which I absolutely love. So that's really nice there. Then we go to this page, and I don't know if you remember, but I had a Uno card in there, and I said that the number 8 was special to me, very significant. And so I've kept it in there. And then one of the days, I just got up and just doodled with my pencil and a little bit of paint and just did that. So every day wasn't full of, you know, lots of sightseeing or anything like that. And I've just added bits and pieces here. What I've also done is left blank pages because, you know, life is full of full stops and commas, as it were, and I like to have the blank pages. These were the pages where I relaxed and read and didn't do much. One of the days I walked down to Starbucks and I got myself the coldest frappuccino, and so I added that in there. Doesn't have any significance really other than I was there, and that is a memory for me now in my Bali journal. This was the day, you may recall, I was by the pool and I said that I was contemplating peace, and what I did was I read out what I'd written, but yeah, that was my actual journaling that I did whilst I was at the pool, and I was contemplating the Balinese and how they are just so peaceful. Everything they do is peaceful and they don't rush about, and I thought maybe I should take a leaf out of their book, but yeah, then I decorated the page and yeah, added that little picture in, and it just was so peaceful, and that's what it's like in Bali. Then this page has got another piece of fabric added, the dates of my trip, 13th to the 23rd of April, and these were some herbal incense sticks that I got when I was there, and I asked the lady what she was burning and she said this, so I took some, and then I just journaled about it. I did read it out to you at the time, but I do find burning the incense quite calming, so I added that. And then these are just little bits and pieces, another piece of batik, a little piece of old bit of paper that had been previously had some art done on it, and a little compliment slip. So all of these things have been added into my journal. And then I did a little bit of a a homage to Eat, Pray, Love, and I made it Eat, Sleep, Bali. It was so relaxing. So yeah, I did that. Then, so it's not in order. This was the page that I did on the last day when I found this piece of, I think it's a coffee cup holder. I did do a bit of filming on that. But yeah, I just added it to my journal, and I've said in there that I've chased waterfalls and adventures, eaten beautiful food, and found treasures to add to my Bali journal, and met beautiful souls. So that was a really lovely memory. And as soon as I see it, it just takes me straight back to when I found it. This here is just a little bingo card. Yeah. And I wrote that I was so happy that I'd made the trip to Bali. This here is a little piece of art that my grandchildren made, and I had it with me. I tear up some of their pictures and then I add it to my art. And I'd done some shopping for them, and that was just a little bit of journaling that I did about that. This here is the spa. I did briefly go in and show you me picking up a brochure, but their actual massages are just so cheap. Foot reflexology, head shiatsu, I mean, they're like $22 Australian, which is probably about $11 American, so cheap. So a heavenly foot reflexology today, and I actually fell asleep. So there you go. So yeah, 22 Australian dollars. Incredible head to toes. And I do always feel so incredible after I visit Fabrice. So if you go to Bali, that's the place. Now, this here was just a giant B. Now, my surname begins with B, so I'd stuck it in thinking, well, I'll probably use that, and I just added Bali, and I just wrote that I was very thankful and about the food and the people and the views and how the break was just what I needed. So that was a little bit of journaling that I did that day. Not every day has dates on it, by the way, because I wanted to just be free to open a page and just write what I was feeling. This is just another little piece of fabric that was already in there. I've stuck it down and made a pocket. I put just a little bit of old paper that I had, and I wrote on the back what the journal saw. So my journal went everywhere with me. And then I just got the hotel to put their paid sticker in there, their stamp. I was relieved when I got to the hotel, because I love that hotel. It just made me feel like I was going home. And then in here is a little pocket, and there's a little illustration that I found in a magazine, and I just put on the back, grace, time, continuity and family. They're the 4 words that come to me when I'm in Bali, and how the Balinese are. They're such a serene race of people. And I just added that in there. And this was a page that already had this on it, and then I just coloured around it and wrote, Bali helped me to step away from the treadmill again and reconnect with myself. So that's what I found. And of course, our society is driven by neurotic speed and force, accelerated by greed and the frustration of not being able to live up to the image of men and women we have created for ourselves, an image which has nothing to do with the reality of people. So yeah, I really found that Bali helped me slow down from that, to just stop and realise that I am enough and that I don't have to live up to other people's expectations. I hope journaling helps you to do that too. Now, I found this coin just on the road. I was walking along, and I don't know about you, but I always look down when I'm out for a walk, just in case I find a treasure. And I did. So, I added that. This was a page I put onto film onto the Bali video, but this greaseproof paper went with me. Then I found an old book page coming back from the pool, so I journaled on top of that, found this illustration, and added these words. And I quite like how that looks. It's turned out really good. And this page here just really encapsulates what Bali is about, with the temples everywhere. Just beautiful. And then what I did was, I did it on film anyway, but I made it into a bit of a tag just with what I had. I didn't want to go and buy lots and lots of journaling things. So I just made it from an illustration that I found, added a bit of napkin, and then just journaled on the back how I was sitting quietly. It was on a rainy day. There was rain outside and I was just sort of listening to the rain, and the birds were singing and the trees were swaying and frangipani flowers were falling off the trees, and I just think it was really, really peaceful, and yeah, I thought I would add that. So that's on that page, and just as another happy memory for me. And then this page, I found this and added it. Those bits I'd done before I left for Bali. And then this is another one of the postcards. And what I did was I had this on the aeroplane, and I wrote what I felt on the aeroplane on the way home. So I'm always sad when I'm coming home, but I want the holiday to last longer, but then I miss my family too. So I'm always grateful that it's such a short trip. I don't know about where you live and how short a holiday flight is to your favourite place, but Bali's only 3 hours, 45 minutes, so it's always good to go to Bali. And I just love that. This is the serenity that you see in Bali. The women walking, they're in their traditional dress when they go to the temples, and they wear all of these things that balance on their heads, and they've just always got a smile on their face and they're always happy. It's lovely to see. And then I changed the back fabric. Before I went to Bali, there was a purple fabric on there, a vintage fabric, and then I've added this gold. And then it's just some business cards that I've got in here, another receipt, and that's it. That's my little Bali journal. So thank you so much for being here while I went through that. I really do appreciate it. It's been a lovely, lovely journal. I've absolutely loved it so much. The trip was just perfect for me. I think I missed that page. That was when I went to the Lazy Cats Cafe, and the beautiful things I had, the smoothie and etc. So yeah, that was awesome too. So yeah, anyway, thank you very much for tuning in. Really appreciate it, and hopefully I'll see you in the next video very, very soon. Alright, look after yourselves, be happy, and see you next time. Bye-bye.